GMC travels to Chicago to battle the College of DuPage. This is the place for your highlights. You're watching The Burt Williams Show. Coach, you had a big road trip this week, heading to Chicago, playing a 3-1 DuPage team. They've always been a really talented bunch of players.
They have. You know, they've got a long history there in the school, great athletics program. They've recently redone a lot of their facilities. So it was a great venue. It was their homecoming. You know, we were expecting a very tough game going up there, off to a great start, had a good early season win against NEO, historically one of the stronger programs in the junior college ranks. So, you know, we had a tough week of preparation. We knew we had to be ready, and I think we did a pretty good job of getting ready to take on the Chaparrals.
Your first half highlights are up next. You're watching The Burt Williams Show.
The sun comes up and the sun goes down. Work away, work away.
Dr. Stephen Neergarth, Dr. James Eckstein, and nurse practitioner Torrance Drakeford at Oconee Orthopedics provide the Milledgeville area with advanced orthopedic care. Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior who tends to overdo it, or just have aching joints, we can help. We specialize in hip and joint replacements, sports medicine, foot, knee, shoulder, elbow, ankle, hand, and pediatric orthopedics. We also treat orthopedic trauma. Put your pain in the past. Call Oconee Orthopedics today.
Coach, it was a beautiful day in Chicago. We come out here and they actually won the toss and deferred, so we're going to get the ball first.
Yeah, you know, it was more like a Georgia day in Chicago weather-wise. Sunny, close to 80 degrees. Very nice day for us considering the elements we've been playing in. Probably a little warm for them, but we come out, make a critical error right here. Misread by Tyler on the throw. Really, we teach the receiver to give a little glance back in case he's trying to back shoulder as well. But anyway, first play of the game, huge miscue. Certainly don't want to pour any gas on the fire for the Chaparral homecoming, but we give them the ball deep in our territory after the interception.
And they're going to come back here and just keep it on the ground, running one play and getting into the end zone, and not the way you wanted to start out here.
No, on either side of the ball. Of course, defensively, this is probably the one truly bad play for them on the day. Hats off to the job they did start to finish, really, other than this one. But sudden change, wasn't ready for that first play, miscue. We get a little pressure on the kicker there, and he pushes it off right. So early on, we're down 6-0, you know, on the road, and we got to come out and try to make something happen.
We come back here, going to get the kick, bringing it out, and we strike on our own right here on our own big play.
Well, we felt pretty good, you know, about going to the two tight set with the one back and finding some creases in there to run. And as you can see, Jordan Brown, if you give him a little bit of air, he can hit it hard and fast. And nice job. That gives a 76-yard touchdown to put us back in the lead after the extra point here.
Then we're going to come back out, kicking it off here and putting the defense back on the field. And early on these clips that are about to come up, you can see that the D line really dominated on the day.
Well, they did. You know, we didn't bend a whole lot. I think we held them to just under, right at 200 yards of total offense on the day. But I tell you, the guys really did a nice job, you know, in coverage, especially our short range and medium range coverage on the day, and allowed our D-line to get pressure back there on the quarterback and also, you know, hit the gaps in the offensive blocking and, you know, shut down their running game. So really proud of the way these guys got after it. You can see Royce Turnbull, Devontae Covington making some big plays early on there. And we're going to have a chance to get pretty good field position after this punt.
Yeah, we come back here after a short punt and a GMC bounce and going to try to put it in the air, and just a little bit of breakdown here in protection and let them get some pressure on the quarterback, and he trips and falls down.
Well, you know, up front, you know, we had two guys miss blocks right there and kind of put Tyler on the run. You know, would like to see him get rid of that ball if he can, but he was kind of running for his life pretty quick. But anyway, it doesn't, as you can see, we're constantly moving back. We had some penalties, had some holding calls, and just really couldn't get into a good sync offensively as we went through this first quarter and really into the second quarter as well. And, you know, part of that's DuPage. You know, they had a good, talented defense. You can see us throwing a hope ball down the field on 3rd and about 40. Ended up being a punt for us, more or less. But we give the ball back to them, you know, on their 30. But, you know, our defense really, early on in this game, kept us in. You see Big Mike Parrish, 98 right there, great hustle from the nose position. You can see our underneath coverage in good position right there. Dante Beckham, number 11, running out there. Good effort. You know, the quarterback did a nice job getting away from a couple of sacks like he did right there, shoveling the ball out to his running back. But defense stepped up, forced the punt, and they're going to give us a chance to get back out there on offense and get the ball rolling. You know, got a little fortunate here. Should have fielded that punt, but it rolled into the end zone, so we start from the 20.
Coming out, going to try to keep it on the ground now and get a little bit of rhythm going, but just couldn't seem to get traction during this first quarter.
No, you know, we missed some blocks. They were doing a little bit of movement inside. They were really running those linebackers through in a hurry. You know, whenever we were trying to pull, you know, they were hitting the backside gap and knifing through, and we did not adjust well to that early on in the game. Did a little bit better as the game progressed, but you know, they did a good job holding us, and now they get a short field to try to make something happen, so our defense has a little bit more of a challenge.
Come back here and going to get a big hit right here out of our secondary by Freeman coming across and filling on the run. Yeah,
Devontae's really been coming on the last few weeks. Also blocked a number of kicks for us on special teams. So, you know, he's a freshman and is going to be a real good one, we think. But, again, you can watch this defense, man. They're running around. They're hitting hard. You know, they're trying to make an impact on DuPage. And, you know, I got to say they're doing a pretty good job. But they come out here, you know, they get the quick kickoff right there, and they do a good job pinning us down here very deep. And now we got to come off the goal line and try to reestablish a little bit of field position. And we have some trouble. We don't really get a lot of movement first 2 downs. We don't quite get the sticks on the rollout, so we have to punt out of the end zone and possibly give them another short field to play from.
And just a great punt here right at the time where you really needed one, and getting it back across to their side of the field, and a good job on coverage.
Really is, you know, John Moak, great kick right there. You saw Taylor Payne and Jay Jones getting down there to make the tackle, but great switch of field position for us right there. And then we get the interception on a deflected pass to give us a short field. So we almost gave it back, had the fumbled exchange. As you can see, again, we just were not in sync offensively. You know, across the board, O-line, quarterback, receivers, we give up a sack right here. You know, Chase been doing a great job for us this year. He just kind of takes a bad set right there and gives a little pressure. Guy turns the corner. So we don't take advantage of good field position right here, and John does a pretty good job of putting the ball up high and letting coverage get there.
Then they come back out here to Page, going to try to keep it running on the ground, and we get great penetration up front once again and forcing them for a loss.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that a little worried about was, you know, us having to tighten down our coverage because they really showed a lot of skill, short, medium range passing game, and, you know, being able to cover that while at the same time staying in good position to defend the run, you know, going into it. That was probably my biggest concern, but guys really answered the challenge, did a great job. You saw Corey Neely, the clip before, big hit from free safety. I see Desmond Reed, Sims, a couple other guys in there making big hits, and, you know, we have the quarter change now, but again, the defense is just flying around, You see a lot of white jerseys around the ball, making plays and not letting the Chaparral offense get in any sync themselves.
Then they're going to come down here punting it. Had a nice punt inside the 20. We caught a very fortunate bounce and going to set us up and coming back completing it to the outside right here.
Yeah, had the little read on the outside. If they weren't honoring alignment for the inside receiver, Julian Williams does a nice job moving the chains here, starting off, getting a little momentum going on offense here. A couple of positive plays. We get Jordan Brown out here on the stretch play, fit into the blocks a little better. If we'd have stayed on our work up front there, that could have been a bigger play on that last stretch. But finding Julian again, I tell you, one of our toughest receivers. He'll really get in there and do that blue-collar work for us. But Jordan Brown showing his speed, showing his quickness, did a nice job to get a 5-6 yard gain right there on that stretch. But we end up coming up a little short, don't get the third down conversion, and we have to punt away to him and just about get this, just barely got into the end zone. But defense pushed them back. Thought we had a safety here, but we let him squeak out and get back to the 1.
Yeah, and got them pinned deep here with another chance to get great field position. So we really had the advantage in field position the whole first half.
We really did, and didn't take advantage of it. Again, just not being in position to do what we wanted to do offensively. But we punter got off a tough punt there for DuPage. Gave us a very short field. We had a couple of plays to get us down inside the 10. But then we get Javon out there, and he pops it in for a touchdown. And we really weren't, we were hoping not to play Javon. We thought he had injured himself pretty seriously earlier in the week of practice. Ended up not being as bad as we initially thought, but we're trying to hold him as much as we could. But kind of for that tough goal line running, we wanted to get him in there and let him do what he's so good at. But again, defense is back out here. We've extended the lead a little bit, 14-6, and starting to feel a little bit better about things offensively after a few good plays there on the last 2 possessions. And the defense really is just not letting up at all. You know, great pursuit, great pressure on the quarterback, and just not letting DuPage get anything going.
They come back here getting off another punt and going to kind of pin us against the sidelines right here. A good job on their part and really holding us to no gain.
Well, one of the best things we did right there was field the punt. I think that was about the first time in the first half that we did. Good tough running here. Javon, again, you know, working to try to move the sticks here and pop it through right here on 3rd and short. You know, nice job moving the pile right there, getting out towards midfield. And, you know, unfortunately, this one's going to end up stalling as well. We have a chance right here to make a play, and they make a nice hit, knock the ball away. So, you know, coming back here, trying to make a move, getting out here on the edge with Jordan again, but we don't get the outside blocking we need and don't get any progress.
We're going to come back trying to pick up this crucial first down in the air, completing a nice throw right here across the middle. Yeah,
just coming up a little bit short. You know, we're talking about maybe going forward here on 4th and made the decision to do it. And we had a pretty good play call, just couldn't get Birdman squared up to get downfield on that play. So we turn it over on downs, give them the ball, pretty good field position. But the way our defense was playing, there wasn't a whole lot of concern about that, even after they got this first down and were starting to move a little bit as the half was winding down.
And they come back here, and you're going to see the big D line right here making another good play and almost forcing a turnover right there.
Yeah, you know, we lost our starting nose tackle early in the game. Solomon Parker hurt himself. And so we're playing a couple of guys. Mike Parrish, you know, has been rotating with him. He played a lot of snaps. You saw Ahmad Jallo in there, number 51, doing a good job in the middle. And also one of our GMC products, Devonta Walker, got in and played some good snaps for us up in the middle. So, you know, we had some things going around, you know, offensively, very slow start. Started picking up a little bit as we got to the end of the half. And defense really was just doing a great job keeping us in the game, you know, keeping DuPage pushed back and not really giving them a chance to put any points on the board. So going into half, down 14-6, or up 14-6, you know, biggest concern was getting the offense on track and just maintaining the level of play we were given on defense.
After that long road trip, and you can see a lack of execution there, what is your message at halftime going in trying to get them to execute?
Well, you know, really it's just a refocus. You know, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. You know, we're missing assignments, we're missing blocks, we're a little bit off on the routes, we're a little bit off on the reads. You know, as everybody's a little bit off, let's just get everybody together. Everything we had in the game plan was sound. Okay, just continue to run it, just run it right, and move the ball. Take what the defense gives you, and you know, line up, play the next play. So we got the guys settled down and all that, and got them refocused. And the plan was to go out and really do a much better job in the second half. And we started to play a good bit better on offense, as we'll see.
Your second half highlights are up next. You're watching the Burt Williams Show.
Dr. Stephen Neergarth, Dr. James Eckstein, and nurse practitioner Torrance Drakeford at Oconee Orthopedics provide the Milledgeville area with advanced orthopedic care. Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior who tends to overdo it, or just have aching joints, we can help. We specialize in hip and joint replacements, sports medicine, foot, knee, shoulder, elbow, ankle, hand, and pediatric orthopedics. We also treat orthopedic trauma. Put your pain in the past. Call Oconee Orthopedics today.
The sun comes up and the sun goes down. Work away, work away.
Your new career starts now with Georgia Military College in Milledgeville. Our intimate learning environment and one-on-one attention makes your success our singular objective. Available financial aid opportunities make tuition affordable for any budget. Free tutoring and a convenient campus location make GMC in Milledgeville a great place to start your college education. We want to see you at GMC. Apply today. Your journey starts now. It's your future. Start it with Georgia Military College.
We'll come back out here starting out on defense, get a deep, low kick right there, and have a little bit of breakdown here in coverage, and they get, decent field position to start out the second half.
Yeah, the biggest thing on kickoff coverage is, putting the kick where the coverage is designed to go to. And they had to adjust on the run and didn't adjust quite quick enough to a ball that was kicked short and middle rather than deep and right as designed. But guys did a good job holding them on defense, and then we come back out here and, again, after getting regrouped offensively, get Jordan Brown on the edge. He does a nice job moving the chains, and Tyler does a nice job getting out there, throwing the ball into Dominic Taylor.
And coming back and going to hit Taylor here again, really had something working with him kind of in the middle of the field there.
Well, I tell you, he's a big old target that can go up and get it. He's really starting to come on for us, and we kind of got into a little cycle of feeding him coming down through here, and the guys were really responding to it. He was playing well, and we almost got the touchdown there, just barely out of bounds on the third down. So we get the field goal to extend it again out to a 2-score margin, which was important, and put the defense back on the field to let them continue to play at their high level. And
this is a 3rd and long coming up right here. They're going to complete it, but a nice job of playing the sticks and forcing them to punt. Yeah, one of the things that we have struggled on at times defensively is being in the good position to deny the first down. And they did a great job there. And then here's Dominic. After hitting them on the slants that last time, we did a little slant and go. And they bit on it hard, and Dominic got behind them, and Tyler did a nice job putting it out there for him for the big score. And, really kind of felt better offensively at that point. Again, the way we were playing starting to click, and things started to bounce a little bit better for us on that side of the ball. They come out, another short punt right there. And then one of our really unforced errors, we have a fumble right here, trying to just simply get a little run up the middle. Yeah, had another running back in there, Trayvon Coakley. And he, really did some good things on the day. We'll see some more runs from him here in just a minute, but not securing the ball the way he needed to, and he gave up that fumble after a good run. But bring Jordan back out. Really started doing a good job mixing in power game with the zone stretch, and get Coakley back in here. You can see a nice run by him again. Getting about a 20-yard gain or so, and nice job finding the inside seam. Julian took a big hit and held on to it. And then we come out and really try to force one and get lucky right here. But, great job Keenan Lewis, staying focused on the ball
and reeling it in. Again, a little bit of luck ain't going to hurt, but good concentration by him and good focus to make that and extend the lead for us.
Yeah, the bounces seem to just go our way on today, especially in the second half.
Well, there's no doubt we didn't create many good bounces in the first half, and I think that was the deepest penetration right there. I think we had, and then we had been hitting them on the short range stuff, and again we slid a receiver past them, and that was Quez Nesbitt right there on a big touchdown. And at this point, we're starting to pull ahead as you can see by the score, and we get another fortunate bounce right there. Tyler tried to force the deep ball in, should have taken the short, had enough room to catch it and run for the touchdown, but we get fortunate. And then Coakley comes in here, cuts back on the stretch and pops it in for another score.
DuPage is going to come out really down right now, got to go to the air, and they complete it, but we're right on top of them to make the tackle.
Yeah, again, defense, we got a bunch of our twos and some of our third team guys in there, and then one of our backups right here is Intavius Cobb out of Gwinnett County. Great pick in a perfect position coverage-wise, and he takes it all the way back. Great blocking right there by Freeman to get him into the end zone. So we extended the lead with a great play defensively right there, and the game up there at DuPage was a day of appreciation for our armed forces, and they did a little Armed Forces Appreciation Classic trophy for the winner, and talking to the head coach and the AD from up there as we go forward. We're going to, as each program, we're going to do what we need to do to continue playing each other, over the years, and maybe make this an annual occurrence for the Military Appreciation Game. So that was what the ceremony was that people saw there at the end of it. But a great day. Had some service members on hand. I hope they enjoyed the game, and thank you all for your service. And they had the howitzer out there shocking the coaching staff several times during the game, but it was a great atmosphere. They did a great job putting the game on up there, and obviously it didn't finish the way they wanted, but we were happy with the way we responded as a team in the second half. The defense continuing their high level of playing, the offense, getting it together, stepping up and matching it for the final 30 minutes.
We'll be right back to wrap things up and talk about next week's contest. You're watching The Burt Williams Show.
On the final episode of the Pest Control Guys, it's the competition that could win them the biggest contract of their life for Karen Moneybags. You won't believe what happens when we let the guys inside the house. It's 3 guys up for 1 contract. Only one can say, I do accept the contract. Next on the Pest Control Guys. Sponsored by Bughouse Pest Control. Protect your house with Bughouse.
The sun comes up and the sun goes down. Work away, work away.
Dr. Stephen Neergarth, Dr. James Eckstein, and nurse practitioner Torrance Drakeford at Oconee Orthopedics provide the Milledgeville area with advanced orthopedic care. Whether you're an athlete, a weekend warrior who tends to overdo it, or just have aching joints, we can help. We specialize in hip and joint replacements, sports medicine, foot, knee, shoulder, elbow, ankle, hand, and pediatric orthopedics. We also treat orthopedic trauma. Put your pain in the past. Call Oconee Orthopedics today.
Coach, there's no rest for the weary as you go back on the road again this week, one of the longest road trips of the year, heading to Nassau. And not only is it a long road trip, you're facing an undefeated, probably 5 or 6 ranked in the country team that's always great.
Well, they are. You know, we have a long history with Nassau, a lot of great games over the years, and probably nowadays, probably our toughest rivalry, you know, one we look to each year. And, you know, it's going to be a great game up at their place. They are a very strong team this year. Looking at film, they're very impressive in all aspects of the game. So, you know, we got to come out, we got to play good from the start to the finish. And, you know, certainly can't have a slow start like we had this last week if we want to get out of there with a win. And then we have the added challenge of another long road trip, you know, up there on the bus going to New York City or out to Long Island. So, hey, challenges are there, but we got to do the best we can to rise to it and bring a win back home to Georgia.
And they're always talented on both sides of the ball, but this should be a big physical matchup.
It will. You know, up front, they always seem to have an All-American defensive lineman in the mix. They always seem to have an All-American offensive lineman in the mix, and then, you know, a couple of skill guys in there as well when all that comes out at the end of each season. And obviously a lot of population to recruit from up there. So, you know, Coach Ossovet, Joe Ossovet, the head coach up there, has done a great job putting a good group together and taking over the reins of that program. And he's going to have them ready to play. And, again, they're real impressive on film, and we just got to make sure we're ready to handle the trip and put ourselves in the best possible position to take the field and get a win, put our best effort out there on the field.
Well, join us here next week for all your highlights. You've been watching The Burt Williams Show.